So a few days ago, on the 26th of September 2019, there was a new trailer released for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order titled Cal's Mission. I didn't even know that it existed until last night when I saw a tweet by James or Lasers saying that maybe it would be worth talking about, and so I'm just going to steal his idea there. And at first glance I thought this was just another trailer showing off the action-adventure sort of style that this game would certainly be, and though it does do that, that's not all that it does. As I feel as if this trailer gives off more of the tone that this game is trying to go for. This is officially my favourite face in video game history. This is what true rat-arsed looks like. And it also gives you an impression of the main antagonist of the game, which is of course the Inquisitor. And on top of that, it shows off that the game will be combat oriented by of course showing it in the trailer, which is a by-the-by point, but what's important here is the tone that's been set in the trailer, which is one that's more dark and severe than perhaps the other trailers let on, and it kind of gives you a rough idea of how the story is going to go, as it gives you some details of Cal's mission, like he's after something, but we don't quite know what it is based on the trailer. But the Inquisitor seems to think it's important to the Empire, so it could be something very interesting. It also showed some gameplay from what would appear to be a boss fight, which this game didn't strike me as one to have, but fair enough. Though it will be interesting to see how you'll have to adapt your combat skills to account for these bosses. On top of all that, the gameplay shown in the trailer seems to highlight intensity, so I'd imagine this game is going to be rather fast-paced, which might work well with the dark tone and the action-adventure theme. On top of all the action stuff, it gives us some plot details in the trailer that I think are worth taking note of, such as Cal's introduction to his crew and his ship, which makes me think that he won't start off trusting these characters. However, he has an entire game to develop and become more accustomed to them helping him, and vice versa. Essentially, there's groundwork here for character development, which is important in stories, and I don't think there's anyone alive who'd disagree with that. It also makes me think that Cal's going to develop himself early on and meet these characters at some point during the early part of the story, after meeting the Inquisitor for the first time and being nearly defeated, as the trailer suggests. So I think early on in this game we're going to see ourselves facing down a lot of enemies and taking them out without much of an issue really, and then we'll meet the Inquisitor, who will be way out of our league at that point, as a way to sort of knock our confidence and to knock the character's confidence as part of his development arc. This is probably really early in the story stuff anyway, but it does seem interesting. Another thing I noticed in the gameplay clips used in this trailer is it doesn't necessarily look as janky as the demo that we got back at E3 or EA Play or whatever it was. That being said, any jankiness would have been cut out of the trailer, but there are some shots in it that look a bit, well, unusual. That being said, they have the best part of 2 months before this game launches, which is plenty of time to smoothen those rough edges, so I'm not too bothered about any jankiness at the moment, and besides, for the most part, it actually looks pretty damn good, and rather fluid. But I think the overall intent of this trailer was to showcase the atmosphere of the game, what it's striving to be, and the story in a very brief and vague way. That we're playing as a Jedi Padawan, post-Order 66, doing Jedi business, working against the Empire, being hunted by an Inquisitor, with the crew whose intentions we don't necessarily know yet, but I guess that's not relevant to Cal's mission really. The game is combat focused, which we know as is, and we may or may not find ourselves fighting a giant alien dragon. I am very curious to find out more about what Cal's mission is exactly, but I guess that's just something that we'll have to wait and see until the launch of the game to find out. But I guess my thoughts are, all in all, this is a rather solid trailer. Sorry about the lateness of this video, I should have made it a few days back, but unfortunately that's how the cookies crumbled, but I've made this video now, so what harm can it do? Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends, and let me know what you think down in the comment section. I'd really appreciate that. Of the games that are coming out in the fall of this year, this is the one that I'm probably most looking forward to at this point. That being said, there's not really much else that's caught my imagination, but Star Wars is always a solid bet. Anyways, I will see you all very soon with another video at some point.